Hello, this is Country Sherry. I am starting a new little series. I don't know how many will be in it exactly, but this will be for October and for Halloween. And it's just a collection of odd and kind of scary, some of it, things that has actually happened to me or to my mother or to my grandparents, or just something folklore that I have heard that happened even in my holler. The first story is true, and I never believed in ghost or I go to church and spirits and stuff, but I never worried about anything, and I certainly didn't ever really want to see anything, and I just didn't want to be, I just don't really believe a lot of this stuff people talk and tell about. But now I have heard a lot of stories from people that I know their stories were true because they had no reason to lie, and they weren't people that did lie. So this story is about, I told you that I had worked for 26 years at a school. Well, there was a girl, and she passed away. She wasn't at school. She was a senior. I don't know why, really the details of why the girl passed away, but it was a tragedy. She was a senior, and she was a lovely girl. She was quiet, and you never even knew she was on the place, and it was like she was the type of girl to me that you didn't notice. I mean, she was always in everything. She was there, but she was really, I don't know if it's because she was such a good girl or quiet girl or just one you didn't have to think about. Some kids you got to think about, because they're always getting into something or doing something, and she wasn't like that. She was sweet girl. So after she passed away, it wasn't long after that. I never even had her on my mind. I never did really think about her. It was odd, I didn't get close to her. But after she passed away, it was a little while. It wasn't long. It was just a week maybe or something. And I saw her in my peripheral vision. And she was at one of the soda pop machines with a bunch of people, a bunch of kids. And, I just sort of turned around, and when I turned around, she wasn't there. So I just brushed that off as that it was just somebody that looked like her. There was nobody in that group that looked like her at all. And then in a little while later, wasn't too long later, I was down in another end of the school, down toward the middle school section, which really she shouldn't even be. She was in middle school because that is a K-12 school. So, that means she's been all over that school. But this was another bunch of children that were gathered together, walking by. Did not have her on my mind at all. Just didn't even think anything else about that other time I saw her. So I saw her again out of the side of my vision, and I looked again, and no, she wasn't there. So then I thought about it a little bit. I thought, that's strange. I thought, it's just like I never even ever saw her, really, all the time that she was there. There was not a lot of occasions that I saw her. But it kind of made me think, and then I didn't think anything else about it again. Well, went on a little while longer, just a little while longer, and I went by the lunchroom. Now, the seniors always sat at the back table, and there wasn't very many of them as far as that goes, but that's where they always sat. You could see them through the window. of the cafeteria. So as I walked by, guess who I saw sitting with them? And I looked again. Nobody there, nobody that even looked like her. So I thought, okay, this is strange. And I felt like, and I didn't get scared, and it wasn't scary, and I don't think that it was meant for me to be scared. It was meant for me to notice her. It was meant for her to say, okay, I'm a senior. I'm still around, you know. So, you know, I got thinking about it, and then I told someone about it. Well, the very time that I told someone about it, I never did see her again. Never did experience anything about her again. But I have heard tales. A couple of girls that was in her senior class, they run around with her, you know, and rode around. So one evening they were riding around and they said she wore a certain perfume. I don't know what it was. And that one of them said, do you smell that? And the other one said, yeah, I smell that strong. And they said her name. And both of them said they smelled her perfume just as plain as could be. And then there's been other things that's happened. There was an orb. I don't really even know what an orb is, but it was a light that was shining in the cafeteria that another personnel saw once. But often her locker that she had has been known to be open. The custodians would come in and clean in the evening or come back the next morning and start cleaning, and her locker was open. So this is just what I'm telling you I've experienced. I know that some people don't believe that. I would have never believed it either, but I did experience it. So I knew she was there, and she existed, and she stayed there with them, I think, until they all graduated that year. So I hope everybody liked this story, and it was kind of a sad story, but it wasn't. She was there, and she was happy. She wanted us to know she was there. Everybody have a good day.